And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a game from Blue Orange called Poulettes. This is kind of a speed matching style game with chickens. This is in their kids line of games. This one here takes about 10 minutes. You're going to be turning over tiles as quickly as you can. That's pretty much almost an exact description of how the game plays, but here's some more details. At the beginning of the game, each player is going to get their sweetheart chicken. This is the chicken, I guess, that you're trying to impress. You'll notice that chickens can look very similar. This one has red hair and this one has white. So you got to keep an eye on the colors of each of these two. In the middle of the table, you're going to put a bunch of different earthworms. And on the outside, you're going to put 8 different chickens. So these chickens are going to want a very specific earthworm. This one wants a skinny yellow one with glasses and with spots. If so, he's worth 7 points. While this one here wants the fat red earthworm, and he's worth 2 points. All right, so what happens is one person says go, and then all players at the same time, while making a chicken noise, I guess you don't have to do that, whatever. So you're going to be taking a look at these. Okay, do I want this one? I look around. If I want this one, I put it in front of me. Otherwise, I put it back. And sometimes you're definitely going to put it back because it's just an empty hole. So I turn this one over, another empty hole. Another empty hole. I'm not doing so good. Fat red one without glasses. This chicken wants him. So I put that in front of me. Now, as you're doing this, you can only have 2 in front of you. Once you have 2 in front of you, you can go Cocorico. When you say that, the round ends. And then starting with you, you reveal these and you say, hey, this is the one that this chicken wants, right? Everyone else checks too. If so, you put this one back and you're going to get this card in front of you. If you are incorrect, though, you take a broken heart. If you get 4 broken hearts, you're out of the game. After that, each other player will reveal the tokens they have in front of themselves and do the same thing, except if they're wrong, they don't get the broken hearts. Only the person who said Cocorico will get broken hearts if they are wrong. Then you'll refill back up to 8 cards to fill up the ones that are done here, and you will play another round. After 4 rounds, the game ends. You are going to simply add all the points that you've gotten on chickens together. And if you manage to collect a chicken card that matches your sweetheart, then you will get an extra 5 points. Whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. Now, the first thing I want to say is that I really like the tiles in this game. See how thick these things are? These are really nice, thick tiles. The cards are actually okay quality. They really warp pretty easily. My cards have bent quite a bit. They're just not very high quality cards, but the chips are high quality. The worms have some differentiations on them, which is not always very easy to see. I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh, that worm, and you grab it and you're like, oh wait, that one doesn't have spots. The spots and the not spots, the skinny fat, the colors, the glasses or no glasses. So it can be easy to make mistakes. And especially with that sweetheart chicken, you're always like, where is that chicken out there? Oh, no, that one's different. And then when you find that sweetheart chicken, then you have to find the very specific worm that they're looking for, and so you're hunting for that worm. So the game is this silly overlay to it, right? You're making chicken noises. I don't know what you're supposed to be doing. I don't know the noise that chickens make when they're getting food, but that's what you're supposed to do. Although I don't know that I've ever played a game where people did it after round 1. After round 1, everyone's just looking for those as quickly as they can. The gameplay works okay, except for kids. I'm not so sold on this game, and I'll tell you why. Because, first of all, there's player elimination in the game. Now, it's only 10 minutes. So, for most people, not a big deal. But for kids, being eliminated from a game is just not that fun. It's really easy to make mistakes in this game. So, after you get one of these, by the way, at the end of the game, if you have these, for each one of these that you've taken, if you're not eliminated, the player to your left is going to be able to look at your hand and take a chicken and get rid of it. Well, that's super negative. So you'll find that kids are really, after getting a couple of these, get really gun shy about ending the round. They might know they're right, and it kind of slows things down a little for the kids. Secondly, the distribution of points on the chickens is just really weird. Some chickens are worth 7, some are worth 1. I mean, it's very possible for someone to be, oh, there's a 7, boom, oh, there's a 5, boom, rounds over. So like, oh, I got one that's worth 1 point. And that point distribution is just really way off. I like the idea of the game. I like the components, especially these thick chips. But in reality, I found that with my kids, it kind of fell flat because inevitably, in each game, there'd be one kid who just got destroyed. And that kid had no fun at all. In speed games, it's whoever's faster will win. On this one, it's whoever's luckier usually will win. They turn over the right tile. It's like, oh, that's exactly what I needed. While you might be fast in turning them over, and oh, this one matches a 1. And they have in the rule book, well, if you're playing with adults are not allowed to take the 5, 6, or 7 worms. Okay, that's fine. That evens it out. But when you have kid versus kid, then there's a problem. So there's a lot of these kind of games where you match things and flip cards and do things speed-wise. And so because this one has a few problems in that regard, I'm not going to recommend this because there's a lot of other cooler games that I think present a much more level playing field for kids. So I like the idea, but the problems here are going to have to tell me for this one to say, give it a pass. Cool idea, but flawed.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!